Hello, this is Solomon Davis, Right Side Trader. Today is September 7th, 2024, and this is my weekly market review where I'm reviewing the NASDAQ 100, that's QQQ, on a quarterly chart, monthly chart, weekly chart, and a daily chart. This is all for educational purposes only. As we all know, trading is risky. You can lose money at trading, so please check with your financial advisor. Please check with your significant other and make sure trading is something that is suitable for you. All right, let's jump over here to these charts and see what we see. I see a lot of red. That's what I see. All right, I know I didn't resize this stuff earlier, so let me do it now. About right there, I think. All right, red quarter. Back below our yearly R1. We still got a higher low on the quarter. This is a pull back. I think on the seasonality thing, September, listening to Wally, that the market does tend to drop this time of the year. So again, we were seeing the market at a top, thinking it could make a top. We're seeing the market at a top, thinking it could make a high, but it just couldn't quite get there. So that's what we see here. So we're turning red. It's a bearish piercing pattern. So again, your stop should have been in place. You may have gotten stopped out of some positions and stuff, but that's okay. Again, we just wait for that next buying opportunity. Wait until our indicators and we get our signs based on our trading plans and our trading strategies to get back into the market if we've gotten stopped out. All right. On this monthly chart, what I see, we're coming down to the 10. That's the 9. I had a 9 on my chart. I'll let you know. It's the 9 on my chart. We're there, So now, if you wasn't stopped out, you should maybe, again, based on your trading plan, your trading strategies, you want to protect your money. You don't want to give back. You don't want to do like I do, give back your winnings, all your winnings, and get you back at zero. I do that at times. I don't know what's wrong with me at times. But once I see this, I know I'm out. And that's what I did. I got out. So that's what this is all about. Again, just seeing what the market is doing. Now that we see that the market is actually making lower highs, it's going to take crazy amount, a big move to make a lower low here and come below this quarterly. We're at the end of the quarter last month. Up this quarter, these are quarterly pivots, but going down this low, I kind of doubt it on the Qs. I'm definitely expecting the Qs to get into this area right here around. Again, we're already at 448. So again, going down to 440, 442, but getting down to 420, I kind of doubt it. But anything can happen in the market, But we are in a downward trend here. Looking at the big picture, we couldn't make that higher high, last month, and now this month we're starting off with a lower high also. So we're at the 10 moving average. So again, if we start getting this close, we're at that point where this market may be turning slightly bearish. It is below the 9, below the 10. So again, this is the point where you start looking like I was trying to do this week, look for some short trades. I actually bought a put this week. I didn't stay in it long enough. That's another something I have to work on. But I did actually buy that put this week. So that's what I see here. We are in that territory where it's okay to short the market if you hadn't already started. But be careful. It could be at this point right now where it likes bouncing back. So you're a little late to the party if you hadn't did it already earlier this week. Come next week, we might see that reversal. Don't know. But this is where we're at. All right, let's go down to the weekly chart and see what we see there. On the weekly chart, as we can see, I'll zoom in a little bit here for some of you guys. I even like making that bigger, because again, what you got here is an evening star. You got a 4-candle evening star up here. You had a bearish pattern here from last week where we had that bearish harami and all. I was trying to say, is that a bearish pattern? Yeah, that's a bearish pattern. Yeah. So yeah, and we actually got that confirmation of that pattern, and now we're forming another pattern. Are we going to get a confirmation of this pattern? And that's where it can get where we can definitely come down here. And this is the 50 moving average down here. I have the 50 and the 200 on here. It can get where it comes down here and get close like it did last time. Last time it just gapped down here to this 50 and then bounced back up. We can still get a slow push to the downside and get close to that 50 moving average. So again, like I said, we can easily see ourselves going below 440, getting close to that 435, but I don't see us going down here to 420. That would actually get us below the 50. And let me zoom back like this a little bit, and let me do this where you can see what I'm talking about. Usually we get pullbacks, but very seldom do we get in this market here for the last year or so where we actually cross the 50. So again, it can come down here to the 50 and bounce like it's been getting. It got close, didn't even really get that close this time on that pullback. And so again, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, definitely we can go down to 430, below 440. We're at 448, but I don't see us going down to 420 on the Qs, but I do see us going down. And that's another little thing that I want to do. Let me see if I can do that and see if this gives me that. On these pullbacks, I'm going to the low. That was about a 10% pullback, and I'll escape on this pullback. When we got this pullback, that was about an 8% pullback. On this pullback, when we got it all the way, this was a big one. It's not showing me. Let me do it this way. Let me do it escape. Let's do it like this. I like going from the top to the bottom. It doesn't really matter. That was about a 15%, almost 16% pullback that time. So now on this pullback, that's the 8% right there going down to 440 like I was talking about. And if we come all the way down here to the end, that'd be about that 10% pullback if we come all the way down to 430. So that's definitely doable. You very seldom see much more than that based on the pullback that we just looked at and all. But I was saying if it did a 20% pullback, a 20% pullback is really pretty big. That will get us down below 400 if something like that actually happened, and that would get us definitely below the 50 moving average. So just giving you some extra numbers, a little extra view of what I'm looking at and what I see here. That's why right now it's different strategies that you can actually play, if you're going to be playing this thing to the downside. But be aware, be mindful of your trading plans and your trading strategies. Always be on the lookout. I'm a bullish trader, so I'm always on the lookout for that reversal sign. But right now it's definitely full on bear. And let's go ahead and go down to the daily chart and see what we see there. On this daily chart, this is the thing that I had mentioned before. We had this little downward channel up here that was happening, and this was a Friday. I saw this Friday. I said, well, maybe it popped out of that channel and wants to reverse. But then come the next day, we didn't get in. We didn't get a higher high. It didn't get nowhere close. It started out below pivot, stayed below pivot based on one of my other rules. So again, that's why it was easy for me to buy the put, but it wasn't easy for me to stay in the put and ride it all the way down. And I did it a couple times this week, but it's just been hard. It was hard for me to ride. I didn't think the market would come all the way down here below a support 3 level, and it's actually below a support. It went below a support 3 level. That's pretty extended for the market. So, but next week we will be opening up below pivot. So again, this market, that's why I'm saying. That's why I'm looking at the measurements to the downside. How far do I expect this thing to go? And I definitely can see it. It can go lower. We still got the 50 moving average in sight. We're still based on supply and demand. Demand is still this way down here where this market actually came up out of that area. So again, this market does have still more room to drop. So be real mindful of your trading plan and your trading strategies, for the downside plays. And if you haven't already stopped out based on, because again, I didn't expect it to go below this area and all. So again, this was a stop out for me, and seeing it base here and then drop, it still wasn't time for me to get back into the market yet. But that's it. That's all I can say here on the Qs. The Qs is what I like trading and all, and this is what I see. It's been kind of like, being very patient. Just a little. This past couple of weeks, it just haven't been that much of anything other than now buying the put. And that's what I see. I do not like trading some of the leverage products. Because they don't trade right for me, and that's all I want to share at this time. This is Solomon, Right Side Trader. Hope you guys had a great week. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you later. Have a good one. Bye.